most of you, I don't need to explain who Idubbbz is. His Content Cop series is infamous throughout the YouTube community for its quality and entertainment and critique. Many people have labeled Idubbbz over the years as a god of YouTube, and judging by this Twitter poll, you guys seem to agree with that notion just a little bit, but I'm getting the feeling that most people don't see that he isn't perfect. He can make mistakes. So, I recently challenged myself to think of some legitimate criticisms against Idubbbz. Not to be a stupid hater or say that his content is the worst thing on YouTube or anything, but just to show that he can be criticized. It was fairly difficult because his content is so well produced, but I think I've found some missteps that he's done or different points of view that I'd like to share with you all. Without further ado, here is my expose piece thing on Idubbbz TV. I'll start with his most recent example of quality, the Rice Gum Content Cop. Mentioning that just makes the video so timeless, doesn't it? Or, as he titled it, Content Cop Jake Paul. Of course, the video wasn't actually on Jake Paul. Idubbbz branded it that way so that Rice Gum couldn't have the point that he was using his likeness and name in the title for views. But I want you to think about it this way. Idubbbz is misleading people into clicking on something and watching something that they did not intend to watch, because the branding misled them into thinking they're going to be watching something else when they were watching what he actually produced. So, it technically does count as clickbait, albeit it isn't in a way that enlists a negative reaction to the video, but it still does count as clickbait. If you want to think about this from a more sense, the reasoning of not giving Rice Gum the point of using his name for views is a very valid excuse, but why would he choose Jake Paul? He could have easily used someone that wasn't the first choice but is still a reasonable target for a content cop, not someone that everyone is clamoring for a video on and will automatically guarantee you millions of views. I'm not saying that Idubbbz is a big evil manipulator or anything, I'm just saying that it was a smart but kind of not good idea on his part. This could also explain why the video was taken down temporarily. By Rice Gum fans or not, YouTube still had to approve of the flagging by the criteria that they were flagged by. And conveniently enough, the video was taken down by spams, scams, and deceptive practices. He wasn't using Rice Gum's name for views, but in a way, he was still using Jake Paul's name for views. And since that does count as deception and clickbait, it was taken down by YouTube for those reasons. Secondly, we're going to talk about the other channels that Idubbbz has under his belt. He has Idubbbz 2, real imaginative name I know, which is just extra footage from Content Cops and some basic vlogs and stuff. It seems to get the same number of views and same general upload schedule as the original Idubbbz YouTube channel, so it does count as a good second channel, because you can get some extra content out of it, and it does provide some outlet for stuff that isn't just Content Cops and unboxings. And then we go to Idubbbz Games, which is just sad. The views are very low for his standards of over 1 million per video, and he hasn't uploaded a video to the channel in 2 years. The trackpad video doesn't really count in my eyes, it's more just an extended clip from a video on his main channel and not a standalone video for that channel. In my personal opinion, I think that Ian should just retire Idubbbz Games. He definitely isn't seeing it as that big of a priority, and plus he uploads his best content to Idubbbz 1 and 2, and since he has a low view count, he knows that a very small portion of his audience watches Idubbbz Games, so retiring the channel wouldn't be that big of a deal in the grand scheme of his entire channel base. Finally, let's look at the effectiveness of Content Cops killing a target's career. They don't. Just at all. Everyone really thinks they do because they think so highly of Idubbbz, but they don't. I explained this more in detail in a previous video, but they merely stunt the growth of a channel for like 1 to 2 weeks, and then it's just business as usual. Look at the Leafy video. Everyone thinks that video is like the nail in the coffin, reason that Leafy's channel has died so much, but not really. The Content Cop was released during the end of Leafy's downfall, so it's really just another Leafy exposed video to add to the collection. Everyone thinks that Content Cops kill careers, except for Idubbbz himself. He knows his stupid videos aren't going to kill everyone's channel. They're just there to entertain and maybe sway some people's opinions on subjects or people. Or does he? In the diss track on Why Scum, Boy in a Band says this line.
Your audience is fickle, here's what I predict. Your channel's bound to crash down to rubble. Oh no.
Your channel's bound to crash down to rubble. That's strange, given the ideology that he doesn't kill channels. Every line in this track had to be approved by Idubbbz before making it into the video, so this seems to suggest that he does think that his content cops kill channels. This might just be a stretch on my part, but let's just think about it for a second. There are only two possible ways that you can take this line. One, Boy in a Band / Idubbbz thinks that the content cop will kill Why Scum's career, or two, Idubbbz / Boy in a Band doesn't think that the content cop will ruin Why Scum's career, but if he continues all the stupid actions that were criticized in the content cop, his career will go downhill. Neither of those things are really true. The content cop did not kill Why Scum's career. If he did, he wouldn't be relevant enough to be in a Super Bowl ad or anything. And Why Scum has done stupid things after the content cop was released, and his channel still is around, and obviously not dead. But Boy in a Band / Idubbbz, you know that there are words other than rubble that rhyme with bubble. And most of them don't point to you saying this hypocritical thing. You could have trouble, or like your channel seems to be in trouble or something like that. That would have worked much better than making me being confused about what you think, how highly you think of your channel. Again, this all could be a stretch on my part, but it's a weird thing to think about, thinking that Idubbbz thinks so highly of his content when it obviously doesn't work in the way that he thinks it does. Anyways, that's my piece on Idubbbz. Hopefully I gave you some different points of view, just like showing that Idubbbz isn't perfect. He can be criticized for some things. He isn't the god of YouTube, as you guys say. Anyways, that's really it for this video. Subscribe if you like the video, like if you like the video, and dislike if you like the video. Ooh. And I'll see you all in the next video. Hopefully another Dankest Hits episode. Goodbye.